Alright guys, this is my long overdue Anthem review, and what you just saw was Anthem at its best and arguably at its worst. 30 minutes into one of the longer missions in the game, my game just shits out, just crashes, says the servers are down, you shit out of luck, don't get your loot, don't get your XP, do it over again. Today we're going to look at Anthem, break it down piece by piece, the positives, the negatives, and decide is it actually bad, or was it just overhyped? Today we're going to start with the negatives. That's what most people come to a review for, and that's what I think the most interesting parts of Anthem lie. So the customization. Oh boy, we're going to be here a while. When the developers did their customization stream a couple months before launch, they showed off all of these different textures you can use for your armor. You got metals, rubbers, plastics, fabrics, paints, so many options, so many things to choose from to customize your color. But if we go over to the armor over here, here's what my problem is. So that first piece is pre-order, ignore that. The second one's the default, and this third one is just ugly as shit. That's how it is for everything. Pre-order, default, and then you got these. And what's even worse about that is you have my pre-order, so just throw that shit out, ignore that. Then you have the default that everyone looks like. Then there's the relic armor, which is the one alternative piece of armor in the entire game. And the only reason the Ranger and the Colossus have a third set is because of the store right now. Their customization is what's being shown off in the store. If you're playing the Storm or the Interceptor, you have two pieces, the default and the relic set. You don't have the Guardian set, you don't have a third piece to choose from. You have two fucking pieces of armor to choose from for the whole game. Alright, so this is our store, and from when the Origin Access Premier version of the game launched, it had 10 hours. You had 10 hours to get the items in the store. This is the third armor set for the Ranger and for the Colossus. I'm assuming once these 10 days are up, which is Tuesday, probably the day this review will go up, the Storm and Interceptor will be shown in the store, and I think this is the way EA is going to monetize the game, is by making you pay for these armor sets. If you want different armor, if you don't want to look like everybody else, you gotta pay money to get this armor on the limited schedule. And the problem with this is, if you're like me, you finished the game the weekend it came out. So if you like the Storm, fuck you, you're not getting any different variants. You're using the fucking default the whole damn game, or pay the $80 for the pre-order bonus. And the thing is, you can earn these skins and textures and all this other shit through in-game grind, through just getting the coin, but 61,000 coin is a lot. You'd have to play for like 12 hours probably on hard to get from 0 to 61,000 coin. So you're gonna play for 12 hours to get one piece of armor. You have 10 days before that shit's gone. So mission structure is next, and apart from your very first mission, which is fucking great, which is what you're seeing here by the way, and probably 3 or 4 like boss missions, the mission structure is very repetitive. It doesn't bother me, but it's very rinse and repeat. Bring these things here, defend this area, kill this guy, and you just do it over and over. That's the whole game, the same objectives over and over and over. Like I said, it didn't bother me, but if you're the kind of person that repetitive mission structure really pisses you off, then this game's gonna bother you. And it even seeps over into the stronghold. So let's talk about loot. Not customization, but loot. The actual stuff that levels up your power in this game. And it's not your armor, it's your weapons, your abilities, your seals, your supports, all that shit. And man, I really hope you guys think this stuff is the hottest shit you have ever seen. Because this gun right here, this ability, you're gonna see this shit like 450 times. It's like 6 guns. It's like 6 abilities, and you're seeing them every time, just a different fucking color. So I hope you like seeing these fucking Hellstorm, these abilities, the components, just over. It's the whole game. And if you look here, you have your different rarities: uncommon, common, rare, legendary, and masterwork. Alright, this masterwork shit's fucking impossible. You gotta get like 125,000 credits to make a masterwork. I don't even have that yet, and I have 30 hours played on the game. This shit is boring and ridiculous.
We're in the end game now.
Alright, so next we're going to talk about the end game in Anthem. And oh boy, there's not a lot of it. It's barely there at all, actually. If you really break it down, you have your free play events, which really nobody gives a shit about. You got your contracts, which are just side missions over again. And then you got your strongholds, and this is what most people are going to be playing. The problem with the strongholds is there's 3 of them, which seems like a minimum, but it's even worse than that. This is the Tyrant Mine, which you played in the beta, demo, whatever the fuck you want to call it. One of them is the last level, literally over again, which I won't say anything about for spoilers. And the other one's pretty fucking boring. This one I've played like 15 times, and it's still my favorite. Well, over the other one. The last level one is pretty good, but spoilers. This is the only actually new stronghold you play in the whole game. Like I said, the spider one was in the demo beta, whatever. The other one's the last level, but this is the other one, and it's just a big like turn. I mean, they do a pretty good job of like varying what they are as far as like the structure of the stronghold. I mean, it's just fight a bunch of fucking enemies to get to the boss. But the bosses themselves are pretty drastically different. This one I probably won't ever play again, just because I just think the boss isn't fun, the boss isn't interesting. But I mean, they're all alright, but they definitely needs more strongholds, and I don't know if they'll be adding that in future content updates. I would assume so, but it's not confirmed. And one just final warning on these strongholds. Have some time when you start these. The last mission stronghold that I won't mention on hard, because I haven't unlocked the Grandmaster difficulties, but on hard, it took me, I think, 40 minutes just for the boss fight. That's not shooting through the grunts, that's just the boss fight. It took me 40 minutes. So you gotta have some serious time playing these boss fights on the higher difficulties. Next up is the story, and I don't want to say it's like god awful. Like, it's better than Destiny 2. Like, it's not laughable, but it's not good. I mean, don't get me wrong, this game has some of those like Halo 5 opening cutscenes, like just beating the shit out of people, like the dopest shit you've ever seen cutscenes. But like, there's not a character arc for any of the characters. There's a twist, but it's not a twist. I'm not gonna show any cutscenes for spoilers in case people do care. But I mean, the story's alright. It's there. You can choose whether or not to engage with it or not. That's up to you. But the thing I do want to talk about is these motherfucking NPCs. Now listen, I've 100% on Assassin's Creed Origins, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, played a good amount of Mass Effect Andromeda. I've played my RPG, side quests, listened to this dude spew exposition at your face, bullshit games. But, oh my god, I've never wanted to skip people talking so much in my entire fucking life. These people will like bring up the most pointless bullshit. It's not even relevant to the game anymore. It'll be like, do you want to play a game of cards? Fucking, I need help with my ex-girlfriend. Like, I don't give a shit. If your side content is going to relate to the game, that's fine. But don't have me talking to people to gain XP if it's just me having pointless conversations about what the fucking weather is like today. These side conversations are the most tedious shit you're gonna play. Literally, spam the fuck out of B when these motherfuckers talk and just pick a dialogue option. They're the most boring shit ever. Compared to the story, you think a fucking 9-year-old wrote these conversations. It's bad. Alright, so let's talk about Fort Tarsus. Alright, sorry for the rant back there. Anyways, Fort Tarsus. I don't have any footage of this because I wanted to kill myself every time I was walking in this bitch. But after each mission, You're gonna have people to talk to in Fort Tarsus. Naturally, that makes sense, right? Well, imagine if they took like 10 people and spread them as far apart as fucking humanly possible. 'Cause that's what this fort is. You're gonna be walking so damn far just for this dude to tell you about his day. Like, put them all in one area, have them nice and neat right next to each other. I understand it's for like immersion shit, but I don't want to walk no fucking triathlon to go fucking get my next side mission. And you guys are lucky. I saved the best for last for you guys. The best negative comes last. You guys are welcome. Oh boy, here we go. Alright, so the 2 mission. I'm sure you've heard of this shit by now. It's the most egregious fucking grind ever. About 10 hours into the game, get this 2 mission. You gotta do these achievements for 4 tombs. And let me screenshot the requirements for these fucking missions for you guys. You can see how fucking stupid this is. Alright, so you got 4 different tombs, 4 sets of challenge, but this one, oh my god, this one. You gotta get melee kills, you gotta find treasure chests, you gotta do world events, you gotta find collectibles, you gotta do missions, you gotta kill people with your ultimate. Oh, this shit took me 4 hours to complete these grindy bullshit side content quests. And the best part of this is the rewards you get for doing this. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and show you guys what you get after your 4 hours of grinding for this bullshit.
And the second Guardian has been greeted. Halfway there. And the second Guardian has been greeted.
No joke. That is what happens when you open all 4 of these fucking tombs. So I get 8 pieces of green loot for 4 hours of my time just looking on Google where these collectibles and chests are. The only redeeming part of this mission is once you unlock all 4 tombs after fucking 5 hours, however long this shit takes you, you get to do this mission, which was pretty good. This was a good mission, I'll give them that. But it wasn't worth 4.5 hours of my time. It was ridiculous. And one final thing before we move on to the positives. This is the only bug that I really ran into in the game, in the final build of the game. And this is on the last level. And you can't progress until you kill all the enemies. But this enemy spawned on the other side of this invisible wall that we can't get past to progress. So we had no way of killing this guy. Luckily, this guy playing the Storm figured out how to use his AoE ability to kill the target, and eventually we do get past it. But if you run into shit like this and you can't find some lucky way to get past it, you're starting this whole mission over again. Next is the positives. You might be thinking, that was a long ass list of negatives. This is a short list of positives. But listen, these positives are some strong ass positives. So let's get into it. I mean, there's not really much to say. I mean, you just look at the lighting, the vegetation, the water, the particle effects, the sun. Everything in this game, graphically, looks great. I mean, even the alts look amazing. All of them. This clip in particular looks fucking fantastic. I won't spoil anything else here, but this shit, the game just looks great. That's all you need to know. Now let's talk about the flying in this game. At first, when I played this game in the VIP demo, I was kind of worried about the flying, I'm not gonna lie. But then once I got used to the controls, kind of got it under wraps, this shit is great. It is so much fucking fun to just fly around. Once you learn how to dive to cool your jets and use the water around the map and use the waterfalls and all that shit, you can fly across pretty much the whole map. I mean, this clip is almost 2 minutes long of me just continuously flying. and it looks fucking great, it feels great, it's fun as fuck. This is one of the best parts of the entire Anthem experience. Not only can you dive through waterfalls and skim across the surface of the water, you can also dive completely submerged underwater. This shit looks great. Well, there's not much to do. There's not much combat, not any combat. It's just kind of swimming. It's used as transportation in some missions and strongholds, but it looks good. It makes the game so much fun. So you've seen the combat throughout the review and the trailers and the other reviews you watch, and you've seen what the combat looks like in this game. It's fucking great. All the guns feel good. Well, the guns I used, I didn't use all the guns, but the guns feel good. They feel different for the most part, like the assault rifles, the LMGs feel different from each other. Each class, I feel, has certain guns that benefit them, and your abilities for the most part are all good. There's some that I wouldn't touch, like the venom darts for the ranger I wouldn't touch. For the most part, all your abilities are good. The ultimates are cool, all of them feel useful. Where this game's combat really shined is when you combine the flight mechanic with the combat mechanic. Especially on anything harder than like normal difficulty. Hard, you could maybe get away with it. On the harder difficulties, you really gotta be in the air pretty much as long as you can if you're staying alive. You gotta move around, you gotta learn how to flank, your blind spots. You really got to hover and fly and manage your overheating in order to win in combat in this game. And we can combine combat with the learning curve section of this game, the skill gap of this game. Not a huge one, it's like your Rainbow Six Siege skill gap, but there is a skill gap. Knowing how to use your hover in combat and not to overheat it, knowing what abilities to combo with others to get elemental combos to do twice the damage, all that stuff, stacking abilities, when to use your all enemy weaknesses. All that stuff isn't really necessary on the lower difficulties, but on the higher difficulties, if you really want to succeed in combat and not die 1400 times, you're going to want to learn what you're doing, how to do it, weaknesses, like I said, all that stuff. But ultimately, the decision is up to you if you buy this game or not. You have to decide, do the negatives outweigh positives? Personally, I think the positives outweigh the negatives. I don't think this is a great game, but I do think it's a good game. It's heading in the right direction, and in like a year, 6 months maybe, there'll be enough content to justify the price tag. But I do think the game's heading in the right direction. I think the combat and flight mechanics carry the game. And finally, let me know what you guys think. If you think this game is absolute shit, let me know. If you like this game, think it's the best game ever, give me your reasons why, but let me know. And the last thing I want to address is there is maybe a little hint at the end of the game here, suggesting what the future content of the game is going to be. Anyways guys, why is this guy's teeth so damn white? Do you like Anthem? Let me know.